people, this Nadir.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. So we're back to review this Tyler the Creator project.
Yeah, man.
IGOR.
Yeah, man. Who's Igor? Did you figure that out on this album? Who's Igor?
No.
I figured it out.
I did not figure out who Igor was. All right, so leading into this one, Tyler the Creator. So coming off of Flower Boy, 2017. We both loved that project.
Loved it.
I was never a big Tyler the Creator fan leading up to that album, the Flower Boy album. So that one kind of turned me around too, because I always thought he was just a shock guy. Yeah. So here comes Igor, right?
Yeah.
I definitely thought he was back on his shock tip. All right,
you were scared.
I was very scared. Because
you asked me, I was like, I think it's gonna be left field.
Well, I knew Tyler was your guy. Yeah, I knew the Odd Future has always been a good wave. You always liked Odd Future. For me, I kind of been on the fence with them.
Yeah.
Looking at the album art, I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm expecting from this because I got nervous. I'm not gonna front. I got nervous, and I the Igor, and I looked at the track listing. I was like, okay. Starting the album, bro, it starts off funky. First of all, let me get this out of the way. The music is good. All right, I'm gonna get more into why I like the music. But I think it's a big talking point in this album that we don't get to talk about very often is that this album is coming from a different angle. But here's the thing with that is like, I don't know if Tyler's trolling or if this was really just him letting go some stuff. Like it was really like,
I didn't hear anything that he was being funny on.
Me neither,
like, but it felt sincere.
It did feel sincere, but I wonder if Igor was like an alter ego. Was it someone that he was talking about? Was he talking about from another person's point of view? Mm-hmm. Maybe that could have been Igor. And that's the thing I thought about too. I actually said too, this is him. I think he's really talking about himself. What point did you realize he was saying to a guy?
I would have to probably say around New Magic Wand.
That's what it was for me too.
Yeah.
New Magic Wand was when I was like, okay, because it was pretty blatant. Yeah. And then,
it's a breakup album.
It is. But so, it was a breakup about a guy. I mean, it was pretty blatant about who you're talking about, a guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then as I finished the album, I'm like, okay, that was pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. And then it made me go back and listen to all the way up to track 4. And those 4 songs changed for me after knowing what the last part was about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but just taking away from it though, the music was very good. Like I enjoyed it. I tapped my foot. I was very engaged in what he would say next. Like I was hanging on to what he was talking about. But I won't not admit that I was very perplexed and that he was that transparent on some of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like,
is it a good or bad thing?
I think it's definitely a good thing.
Okay.
Because and I'm gonna talk about it. It's like gay black artists, it's like they don't talk about it. And I think with like Elton John, Sam Smith, they're championed. They're giving a lane to be able to flourish. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's because a black artist is black first and then they're an artist. Yeah. So the black community has to accept them for whatever they give us. Mm-hmm. And I think that I was nervous about whether or not a black artist could be gay and it would be accepted by the black community. And I think by just number wise, I got to think that we are. I think it has been that. Mm. I don't know, but that's kind of where my dilemma kind of comes into, where I have that back and forth. Because I had a conversation with you like, yo, our parents knew Luther Vandross was gay. You know what I mean? But he was an amazing artist. It didn't matter. I'm not saying it matters in any stretch of the mind. Right. But I think that it's one of those things that people won't admit that he was. That's telling. And I wonder if Travis, if it's something, or I'm sorry, Tyler Creator. I always want to call him.
You got breaking news?
I know, right? Yeah. I kept saying that too the other day. I wondered about if he was breaking through more barriers than we think. And I think that's still a discussion as whether that's left to have, if that's going to be. Because I think even with Odd Future, they're kind of like an enigma. They're kind of their own thing. They move to the beat of their drum. Yeah. And when you have a guy like Tyler Creator who is hella talented, who is producing, who is writing. I mean, this was singing, bro. I always looked at him as a rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting for it to be that. And I'm looking at the track list like, no, this is him. Yeah. Actually singing and putting everything right. And it just sounded so good. And I just couldn't really understand why we couldn't get more of this from him. And I wondered.
It was just time for it now.
Okay, maybe it is a timing thing. Maybe it is a timing thing. And that's where I left it, was like, I was a little bit like kind of how we looked at LeBron when he first started being the beast that he is now. I wonder, well, Tyler, why didn't you do this before? You know what I mean? Like I guess
he just wasn't ready for it, man.
He was young too. Yeah, he was in the game. Ready. He was young too. So, but no, I will say I just enjoyed it. But I was a little bit shocked. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit shocked, but it was good music. What do you think, bro?
Yo, on this album, I felt like Tyler like really kind of ascended to the level of his fathers, Kanye West and Pharrell Williams. Like, you know, me also like kind of being a big fan of NERD. I heard so much of that influence throughout this whole album. And I mean, to the point, there were points in this album I was like, yo, this is kind of Tyler breaking through to his 808s and Heartbreak moment. And then next thing I know, Kanye pops up on Puppet. And then I'm like, yo, man, this so reminds me of Pharrell, them old NERD days. And then boom, Pharrell pops up on, you know what I'm saying, Are We Still Friends? And I'm like, yo, it's almost like he was hitting the nail on the head. Another thing I'll say about this album, too, is like, yo, Tyler might be the meanest at putting together bass lines and chord progressions. Like, yo, his bass lines on this whole album was just jamming the entire way. And they were subtle. Like, unless you were listening to a system that can handle that kind of bass, you might not hear it. But, yo, they were thumping. I didn't know he had songs like Earthquake in him. Everybody I've ever let hear Earthquake so far has enjoyed that song. Like, it's a hit. You know what I'm saying? And it just works, man. It works as a pop song. And it's like, for where Tyler came from, between Bastard, Wolf, Goblin, up to Flower Boy, Cherry Bomb. We won't talk about Cherry Bomb, but but to this point, it's like, yo, to see the progression and the art for him has been so crazy. And I do think that him living in his truth has allowed him to really kind of expand what was, you know what I'm saying, available for him to do. Like, really show what he has. Because so believe it or not, he's actually always been very talented on the keys.
Really?
Yeah, man. I guess
I never knew it.
I guess he's like classically trained as a pianist. So
wow.
Or at least he knows how to play piano. I'll say that at least.
Okay.
But so like now that part of the music is really starting to flourish. Like, he doesn't have to rely on the shock rap anymore. It's not like,
so that's what I hated. I didn't like that about him.
I enjoyed the shock rap because he was funny, he was witty, and like I noticed in there, like a lot of times he was still sprinkling a lot of his real life, and like those were the points that really stood out. But the rest of the time, if nothing else, he could at least make you laugh. He would say something that would just be like, "Wow, man, this dude is off the chain." Like, I can't believe he would say that.
Yeah.
But now it's like it sounds like his music has matured to a point where it's like, I don't know that there's anything that he can't do sonically on a record, because it's like, everything's working. Yeah, I love the fact that you know, the features that are on here outside of Playboy Cardi and Kanye West and Pharrell to an extent, you really don't notice. Like, they just kind of, they evolve in the mix with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He uses them to harmonize, just kind of lift out, bring out the best sound and the best flavor.
And he doesn't list them either.
And he doesn't list them, exactly, because it's not important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're just supposed to be presented with the song overall.
I love when artists do that.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I love it when they do it well. Yeah, because it's like, yo, outside of Playboy Cardi, you like, I don't know a word that Kanye West said. I think he just kind of mumbled. He
was just crooning.
Yeah, I think it was a reference that he just kind of mumbled his way through. And Tyler decided to keep it because it sounded fire on there.
Well, when you look at the album, the album listing going in, and people do that, you kind of go right to that one song. Yeah. So I love when they don't do it.
I ain't gonna lie, Earthquake is such a fire song. A lot of times I end up skipping Igor's theme whenever I put this album on. Really? Because Earthquake was just so good.
I think ushers it in well, though.
Listen, I do the same thing with Wave Files, but that's a whole other story. And I mean, Igor's theme was hot. It's hot, but Earthquake is such a banger. It's like, yo, man, I got to hear this right now. And then I just end up playing through the rest of the album. Yo, man, I don't like, this is really kind of the first piece of great art I feel like we've gotten this year. We've gotten some okay albums. I like James Blake's album. It was pretty good.
He took his time with this.
This actually gave me the feeling that I got when we listened to Toi et Moi. Like, I loved Outer Peace, because it's like, yo, I listen to that album, the more I listen to it, the more it resonates with me, and I think that this is going to be the exact same feel. Yeah, I do think that this is going to be a record that Tyler finally gets the maybe recognition that he deserves, because he got kind of overlooked for Flower Boy. Is, you know, as excellent as that album
coming off of Flower Boy, like you said, he was doing the shock rap during that time. So we didn't.
I mean, the Flower Boy was really kind of the 180, because there was no shock rap on there.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but we was expecting it. Yeah, remember going into it, I was like, I'm not really looking forward to listening to this. Yeah, and then he gave us that. I was like, yo, this is good. Yeah, you know. And I think the same thing with this one, you know.
I think that, you know, seeing that, what he was able to do on Flower Boy, because, I mean, there was a little bit of singing on there. Like, he kept parts in there with just him singing, and it sounded good. I think that really kind of gave him the confidence to know that, hey, this can work, you know what I'm saying? Because he does have a very unique voice, and I think that that's what lends itself to him being able to kind of cut through tracks or have a recognizable sound on records, just because he's got that low, gruffy voice. He can kind of depend on that a lot. But, you know, you don't know how that's going to work out in singing songs. And if we're being honest, like, him singing on a lot of these tracks, his singing isn't really great.
No, it's not.
But the emotion that it conveys, it just works.
Well, the fact that he's like just like 808s.
He harmonizes.
No, and 808. I'm sorry, yes, but the 808s weren't. 808s Heartbreak wasn't great singing. It was the fact that what he was talking about. We knew the pain that he was going through at that time.
At least it was
serviceable.
I'm saying it was pitched correctly.
Yeah.
Tyler in some of these records, like it doesn't pitch correctly or anything like that. It's messy. It's you know what I'm saying. It's messy.
Yeah.
It's muddy. All of that, but it works because it just lets the emotion come through the track.
Absolutely, and I also believe that because of what he was talking about, he was letting out so much of himself that we kind of give him a pass on that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I mean, at least I did with it, but yeah. So yeah,
and it's a whole breakup album.
Yeah, very much so.
Entire breakup,
but it's peaks and valleys, though. Do you feel?
Yeah, exactly.
You
I mean, it really went through. It was really just focused on the emotions of you know what I'm saying, trying to figure things out in a relationship, and he did a great job of that. And he, you know what I'm saying, it had enough emotion, but it didn't really feel sad at any point. You know what I'm saying? And he was still able to put in bangers.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when he got into I don't love you anymore or whatever, the fact that that's not a sample on there on the hook absolutely blows my mind. It's like it's so technical, and there's so many different styles and influences on here. There's rock on here, there's R&B on here, there's soul on here. The samples that he used and chopped up on here, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the keys on here, fantastic the entire way through. The bass lines on here, fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like,
do you feel like because of the content it will get overlooked?
No.
Okay.
I think that sonically, this album, it proves itself regardless of how you feel about the rest of it. Outside,
really?
You know what I'm saying? Outside of the context of the album, sonically, it was so well put together that it's undeniable. I think that not that they matter, but I do think that this would be an early album of the year contender at the Grammys.
I think so too. I'll say this. I will think if it does get contention for album of the year, then I think we've come a long way in music with Black people. Like seriously, because I don't think that. I think that's a big point that we can't forget on that. Is like it's going to be. It has to be. I don't say it has to be acceptable, but I wonder if it's going to be accepted by that. So I'm curious about that. I guess I just want to see from the outside looking in. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate it. 94.
Okay, I was actually at 92, so okay. I'm surprised. But I was at a 92. But I really enjoyed this album, and that could change. There were a couple little spots on here for me. I was like,
because I wonder, like with music, people always say that the young people move the needle of music, and I wonder if the younger people will accept it for what it is.
I think so. I think they're already accepting it, man.
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool. I mean, it is a different. When I say younger people. Now being young is different than when we were young, or I was young.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I was young, you couldn't get this off. Seriously, you couldn't.
You probably could have, man.
I don't know. No one was willing to take the chance. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I can't answer because no one ever took the chance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But get in the comments. Let us know what you guys think. Was I too high, too low? Was Kev too high, too low? Tyler Creator fans, if you give it 100, you're absolutely right. Just want to know why, and we'll go from there. I am Nadir.
This Kev.
And we are Games Music Life, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.
Peace.